Hey everybody, this is Spencer with the Itch Network, and I'm here to give my first 10 hours, my impressions of the first 10 hours of Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age. Now if you're new to the channel, I'm a huge fan of Dragon Quest, one of my favorite series ever. Started with 8 and then went backwards and played, not backwards, I went back to the beginning and played all of them. I've beaten them up to 5, and then I haven't beaten 6, but I've beaten 7 and 8. Especially 7 I beat with the remake. Anyway, enough of that stuff. I'm really excited for this game, and now here it is. I've been waiting forever for Dragon Quest XI. Overall, it's positive. I like it. I do have some criticisms of it, though, which I'm surprised, because I'm such a crazy fan of it. Let's just start explaining it. So, of course, this is an RPG in the most classic sense of RPGs. It's got turn-based combat, bright anime-y characters, art from Akira Toriyama, who's Dragon Ball, Chrono Trigger, which is my personal favorite game of all time. And he does some other things, apparently. Not a huge anime guy, ironically. But this game is just a great return to very classic RPGs, which you don't see a lot, although we do seem to be getting a bit of a resurgence of, which I'm happy about. We're getting back to some of the classic stuff, and I don't mind new stuff, but it's nice to have that balance. The combat is a little bit different than it's been in the past. Before, you have two different sides, and you give commands to your side, and then they roll out based on basically speed rolls, agility rolls, so whoever wins that goes first, so on and so forth. Now, it's still turn-based, but it's based on, I'm sure, still agility. And again, I've only played 10 hours, I don't know all the math, but it seems to be based on agility, and you pick each person's turn when their turn comes up. So you'll pick your character's attack, and then they'll make a move, and then it might be your character's turn next, so then you can make a move, so on and so forth. So it changes the strategy up a little bit from previous Dragon Quest, but nothing major. I actually really like it. I don't know if I like it more yet, but I enjoy it, and it's also really fast-paced. You can technically move around in combat, but it doesn't make any difference, so I usually don't. I'm pretty lazy about that. And I just attack like normal. I actually have a lot of characters on autopilot, so seeing how that goes for a while. It's fun enough to grind, and therefore my characters are strong enough that auto battle is certainly an option. And I might switch that up later. I have currently 4 characters. I've been playing for 10 hours. There's clearly like 3 or 4 more characters I can get. I think it's 3. I don't remember all of them exactly. But let's talk about the characters a little bit. I have a thief on my team, and a little mage she's a girl, but she's not really young. It's a curse. That might be a spoiler, I apologize. It's pretty early on, but whatever. I'll try not to do that. And then another cleric type character, a girl. I just kind of got them, so I can't talk about them too much, but the thief guy, I don't really like him very much. That's one of the things with Dragon Quest VIII, was that the characters were super memorable. I'd love to listen to all of them. And this one, not so much. I found myself sort of skipping their dialogue in the cutscenes, which is disappointing. You know, I usually really like them, especially Yangus. Whenever Yangus was talking, I was just all ears. He was so funny. This one, not so much, which is kind of upsetting, but that's okay. You can't always win. Maybe there's going to be a character I really get attached to later on, so hopefully that happens. As far as the graphics go, it's great with one minor caveat, which I'll talk about later. But overall it's great. It's bright, it's anime-y, and you can see really far in the distance to crazy places to visit, so that's amazing. Yeah, no real complaints with that. All the characters look vibrant, and again, anime-y. If you like Akira Toriyama's artwork, you'll go crazy for it. My biggest complaint, and this is a weird one, but is immersion. Usually when I play a Dragon Quest game, I'm used to like big open worlds, even though before they were top-down and overworld maps, you still felt like you were in this really large world. And this game loses that to me. It has basically zones, almost remind me of the Dragon Quest Heroes series, which I really, really hope they weren't trying to emulate, but they really did in a lot of ways. And it tells you like the entrance of the zones, and you can walk through them, and some of them are bigger than others, but a lot of them are really narrow and really feel restrictive. Even if in Dragon Quest VIII there were areas that were restrictive, it didn't feel that way. It felt like you were on a big continent, you were in this big world, and I think the way it's structured here really is a detriment to the game. And I wish it was more of that open world feel that Dragon Quest VIII had. And this kind of gets into the graphical complaint I was going to bring up, is that in between each zone there's a load time. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what's the point of the load time? What do you have to load? The graphics look like a good PS3 game. Honestly, I mean, and that's not a knock on the graphics. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying they don't look that much more intensive than, say, like God of War or even The Witcher 3. I'm playing that right now, which has essentially no load times, and it's this huge immersive world. And now I play Dragon Quest 11, which comes out way later, and load times in between really small areas, especially comparatively. So just really poor immersion, which that alone has really kind of dampened my experience. But I'm not going to let it deter me, because overall I'm having a really, really good time with it. Really, really enjoy it. What else is there to talk about? The sound is great. The voice acting on the thief is a little questionable. I think the accent is misplaced. That's okay though, because the music is really, really catchy and really, really fun. I like it. Yeah, overall positive. I would recommend it, at least for the first 10 hours. Apparently it's a really, really long game, so you're going to get your money's worth. And it's Dragon Quest, so there's a lot to enjoy here. With, again, a couple of minor little complaints. Anyway, I'm Spencer. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.